Oh. Yes, see now this changes. This changes as well. That's what should happen. Not just this, but also this. Now, once this is a setup like this, there's a method where when you put them in a dashboard, like with multiple ones, then you can have a dashboard. Sorry, I'm so slow. But then you can have a dashboard, and then I can have like all the slicers that I want, and then every time I click on one of the slicers, every change. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to replicate what I know how to do in Tableau because I got my answer in Tableau, but now I have to submit for my assignment that I did the answer in this one. And I technically know how to do it, but what's stopping me is the fact that for some of these pivot tables, it's not. So for this one, let's see if it works for this one. Let's say insert slicer. Okay, great. Okay, this one it'll work for it. So let's say with nah. Yeah, it doesn't matter actually because it's for the people who paid something with crypto. Okay, it should change everything. There you go. Change that one. Didn't change this. Okay, but that's okay. I think what I have to do is redo all the graphs. Fine. I can redo all the. That's not a problem. But let me show you the ones that are a problem. So this one here, see how I have done this like this? It is because I did exactly the same thing. I went and created a pivot table. Let's go and see what their data source is. Okay, it says its data source is the whole data set. Good. Yeah, so that's good so far. Okay, but I've done it in the same way as any other one, but when I go and try to show value as parent row percent of total, it just disappears. And so therefore I cannot create a percent of total chart based on the pivot table, and therefore I can't use a slicer. How do we fix this? This is the real problem. Yes. Yes, there's a few of them like that. Yeah. And if you open it and it works fine on your end, then we know it's my computer. Yeah. Parent row, I think. Yeah, something like that. I think it might be, yes. Well, I just had an idea of trying to delete those sheets and try again. But it's like, why did it happen? Why did it happen in the first place? Mm. Yes. Okay, I can talk you through that. Let me explain what I did, yeah? Okay, so let's go. So this is a question that asks you this. Suppose that you have an emergency expense that costs $400. Based on your current financial situation, how would you pay for it? And they give them these options. They would put it on their credit card and then they would pay the credit card in full at the next statement. They would put it on the credit card, then they would, pay back in installments. It's basically trying to see how much, they can absorb an emergency of $400. Pay with the money you already have if you have enough savings to cover it. You need a bank loan or a line of credit, borrow money from friends or family. And, these are all the other options. So when you go here, when I go in the big data set, it'll be a question. I think it's a multi-select question. So a person can answer multiple options, so they might say, but let me check. Let me check. Not that that's important. It's not necessarily important. Okay, this one, suppose. So this is how it comes up in the data. The question is asked. Yeah, see, it's a multi-select, so you can select more than one, right? And then this is the option. So what I did is I created a column here next door, and I gave a 0 if they didn't select the option. I named the option. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing these. And then I gave it a 1 if they selected that option, right? And so, because I'm trying to calculate the frequency that was selected by the survey respondents. This one here, the option is I will put it on my credit card and I would pay it off over time. So I created that column, that variable, gave it a 0 when they didn't select it, 1 when they selected it, and so on. So that's what we're doing here, which is the $400 emergency. Where is it? So in every other case, all I needed to do, so this gives me the count, and then I want to convert the count to a percentage, right? Easily. So in the pivot table count, great. It should add all the ones. So if I do a sum all at the bottom of this, so 2009-5, I should get that number. So if I do this, what do I get? 584. And what did it get? Maybe there's the error. Maybe there's the error. Yeah. Oh, no, that's right. Because that's 584. See? That's this option. Pay in full is 756. That's what you should get. So it counts all the ones. And then the calculation is then to count is to divide the value by the total number of available rows. So there's 2,095 responses, and 756 of them said, yes, that's what I do. So therefore, the percentage is 36%. You see? Yeah. So the problem is, why can't I do this for this pivot table? Why can I do, it's very easy, it's very simple. Just disappears. Yes. Yeah. Okay, there's another problem too, I think. I don't have time, by the way. I have to submit the assignment in a few hours. Don't feel too bad. If you can't figure it out, that's perfectly okay. I will still pay you for the time we spent trying to figure it out, and I'll have to find another way to do this. The other way that I need, I did, yeah, exactly. Well, but it's Tableau and I need to find it in Excel. Yeah. Yeah, I still need these. Okay, so you see this image here? It says 64% of consumers did blah blah blah. You get that by combining these two numbers here. That's 64. No, it shouldn't be 64. Hang on a second. No, sorry, those two, 36 and 28. Yeah, those two. They paid with their credit card, right? So that's already done. But for this statistic here, I can't use, I'm not allowed to use this to show how I arrived at that calculation. I have to show that I arrived at that calculation, sorry, using Excel. But that doesn't matter. If we can solve the problem with these guys, then I can do the slicers and then I can slice them and show them. I'm sorry, say it again. Yes, I need two things. I need the percentage. Yes, I need the percentage. And I also need to make sure that the pivot table's data range includes the entire data set, because I don't know which variable I'll need to be a slicer, so I need them all to be included. So those are the two things. And then, yeah, that's what I need. Now, this here, let me go through which ones that aren't working. I will have to redo almost all of these. I don't know why. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. They won't take too long. And then it removed the, here's another problem I noticed. This should be percentage, right? So I should be able to go into data label, more data label options, number. Okay, looks like this one is going to work. So for some of them, for some reason, the number option doesn't show up and I can't change it. So that's okay. That's okay. That works. Yeah. So yeah, okay. So for these, it works. Okay. So let me show you the two scary things. The other scary thing is, did it work with this one? I think it worked last time. Let me see. Data source. Data. Not fixed. What does that mean? No, but there is one where it won't work and I need to find it. So let me try this one. If I find it, you'll see the example of what happens when I try to increase the range. Oh, no, that one looks like it includes everything, so it's not this one. Okay. Credit score. Nope, that one includes everything. That one looks like, so anything that has all of them like this, if it has start date at the top and if it has weight at the bottom, that means it includes everything. So that can be a quick way I can check it. Oh, hang on. Okay, so this here, that's another issue as well. but I don't need that, so don't worry about that. What's this one? This one is not a pivot table either. This one I did a manual calculation. Should be okay. I don't think I need it to be otherwise. Number of credit cards owned. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Let's see. Let me find you one. That one's fine. That one looks fine too. Mm. Mm. Yeah, yeah, and this one has 2133. I remember checking this one. But that might have changed. Those numbers might have changed. It makes sense if sometimes it's 2095. It makes sense if there's a slight difference because sometimes, like if they ask you, do you have children, and you say no, you won't be asked the next question. So it'll be a smaller group of people who are asked the next question. Does that make sense? So that I'm not too worried about. But there's something, there's like, I don't know if you do VBA or something. And oh, excellent. So I don't know if we record and then read the code and see if there's a bug in the code that it leaves behind. If we record a macro and I shouldn't have deleted the macros. I had macros, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I deleted them. So yeah, I can leave this with you and let you think about it. And I can also go through these sheets and find out which I can tell you. Yeah, but for some reason I can't find it right now. It's like maybe it's working now. I don't know. It wasn't working before. Yeah, but I had some tables, pivot tables that were based on a smaller range. And when I tried to expand the range, the whole table would disappear. So, oh, smaller in column. Okay. Okay. I didn't have that problem with the other pivot tables when I added more columns. It just because I didn't add more. I didn't introduce new columns. Yeah. So for these ones, I calculated these manually. I did them manually because the way they are. Um, yeah, it looks like everything is, you know what? Hang on, let me show you an earlier file. I think maybe this one. Okay, anything that had this thing, that and sign, it had a problem in it. So let's take a look at products acquired. Okay, and show me the pivot table field list. Okay, good. See this one? It's not the whole thing, right? It doesn't start with, it has enough, but let's say I want to expand this one. Let's say change data source. And I tell it, no, I want everything. And I press OK. It disappears. The others didn't do that. Mm. Oh, if I say refresh, will it work? No. Okay. Okay. Yeah, see, I didn't add anything new to the table. I understand. Okay, 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 okay. So there's that one. And then I think that one also had, and I might have deleted it out of frustration. Yeah, so it had that problem too. Yeah. So that's the issue. I need to do it very soon, like in 2 or 3 hours. So don't worry if you can't figure it out. Um, what I will do is I'll spend time figuring out how to do independent calculations for these results in Excel. So I was going to do it by having the dashboard, which is, emulate the functionality of Tableau, which is I know how to use. And it is perfectly doable. It's supposed to work. There's this really great YouTube video. I'll send you the link to it to show you what the guy does. It's really good. Towards the end, like you don't need to watch the whole 20 minutes, you're an expert. But I think in history, maybe. Uh, I tried to fix it. This guy was great. Right towards the end, um, I think, yeah, at 829 seconds, maybe, he'll go through the steps of how to add the slicers. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. I'll share it with you just so you can see what I'm trying to do here. And if you can figure out how to help me do it, that would be great. And what I can do is I can send you this earlier version, because this one shows you anything that has that thing on it. It means there's a problem with it. So there's one, two, three, and then I put, yeah, actually, let me send you this file, because at least these are still functioning properly. Yeah, we'll go back to using this file. You can ignore the one I sent you. I'll send you this one, matrix 3, and I'll work on it too. And just message me when you're ready, if you find something. If you go, look, Summer, I can't help you, I don't know what it is, that's okay, don't worry. Just let's keep a track of the time, and then, yeah, because I understand. Yeah. I know. This is exactly right. Yeah. And I want to learn it because I think it's great for me to be able to build interactive dashboards in Excel. It's a very handy technical skill to have. And I didn't even know you could do it this well. So I'm learning it. Um, no, because it's the step before adding the slicer is to have a slicer that will function on all of the graphs on the dashboard. Needs those graphs to be generated from a pivot table. And I need them to show the percentage of total. I don't need them to show the count. The count doesn't mean anything. And then, so that's why I'm trying to fix the pivot table thing, because then I can submit that, the interactive dashboard as my evidence instead of I can't submit Tableau. I got the statistics I want. I just don't have them in Excel. So if you watch that video of the guy, what he's trying to build, I want that functionality. I want to copy that functionality. And he does turn the data set into a table first and then does a pivot table. I didn't do that because it crashed my Excel. It's too big a data set and it just crashed my Excel. So I don't know. You're an expert. You can have a look at it and decide if there's another way to do it. Yeah, and I'll work on this as well. And I'll be here. I'm online. Like I have to submit this, let's say, I mean, no later than 5 o'clock. So I have let's say 5 hours, but I don't want to leave it to the last minute, because I still have to write this, I have to submit this, and then I also have to submit the Excel file. Cool. Thanks for your help. Try for and you don't have to spend a long time on it. I know it's like almost 1 o'clock where you are, maybe, or yeah. So if how much time you want to spend? You want to come back to me in an hour and say I don't know what to do, and I say it's okay, or half an hour, or however long. Okay, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, and I'm keeping track of time. We started at 10:30, so that, I'll make sure that I send you the proper payment as well. Okay. Thank you very, very much. Okay. Yes, sir. I'll be here. I'm online. Yeah. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. Bye.